So in this video, I'm going to show you how to check your diastasis recti properly. I don't care if anybody checked you before, if your physio have checked you before, or like if you have done it yourself before. I want you to follow my instructions and try to do it yourself. It's important for you to know where your starting point is. I would recommend you to do it in the morning before breakfast time. It's just easier for you to feel without that bloatiness, and also then it's more accurate, because so every week or every 2 weeks you want to check, you know that you're comparing to the same time of the day, so that your measurement, your comparison will be more accurate. So let's get started. So I want you to lie down on a flat surface and feet is bent on the floor. Let's just start by palpating this area. Is it really soft, really squishy? Can you I'm pulling these, are these feel it, just that you have that feeling. Okay, this for me, this is a lot of loose skin and definitely some fat, and very the abdominal wall, the external core is quite stretched out. So I want you to start feeling it around, go around, just touch it, compared to up here, say the sternum, right up here, compared to here, like how soft it is, how bouncy it is. Right, this is not bouncy, like this is like just the feeling of my cheeks, but here I can still feel it's like really swishy. That's okay. That's just one way for you to know your body. Now let's just do lift your head up without any engaging, but first of all, just want to make sure your back is flat on the floor. And if you're not able to flatten your back, tilt your bum towards you just a little bit, so this is more flatter. And if you still cannot get the back flat, put a small pillow here, you should be able to. So let's start by lifting your head up. You are going to lift the head up maybe just around this. I don't want it to be too far up where your shoulder is lifted, just about this angle. So what you're going to do is you lift the head up and now start going around it. Is this still feeling around the same sort of squishiness as before? And then rest. So I don't want you to keep straining your neck by pulling yourself up to feel it. So take, if you're tired, just rest it and then try again. So what I want you to feel here is 3 areas. Above the belly button, like this is your rib cage, right? This is the rib cage opening. So I wanted you to feel here, feel at the belly button, and at the underwear line down here. So 3 areas. And you're going to check the finger gap and how deep it can go in. So this one we are going to do is without any engagement. You just lift. You don't have to worry about exhaling or anything like that. So lift. So if I'm putting my finger here, I do not feel any gaps, quite taut here, like the muscle is quite taut here. And if I can, I'll show you. So for my belly buttons area, so I can feel maybe fit 1, right? You can feel these muscles together 1-ish. And if I put my depth in, right, so it's around, where's my angle? It's around this much. So about half a knuckle, almost 1 knuckle. And then if I go down to my underwear line, which is down here, I lift my head up. Okay, I do not feel any gap. So I want you to be able to do that. Feel that 3 area. Feel how deep, how wide. And you might have to dug a little deeper if you have some fat here, right? There are some fat. Is normal. We have lots of fat in the belly, so you might have to dig a little deeper. You will feel a wall that you cannot push anymore. I know some moms are scared to insert the fingers in. It sounds really gross, and I get that. But you will feel a wall right inside, and also when you put the finger in, you should feel like there's 2 walls hugging your finger. That will tell me how many finger gap you have. So if you have 4, let's say, you would be able to feel that there's 2 wall hugging your fingers, and then how deep. So now let's engage your core, and at this point you haven't learned how to engage your core yet. So all I want you to do is exhale and then lift. So inhale and then exhale and then lift. So now let's feel again up here, even more taut for me, okay, at least And then here, see how many fingers, how many gap again, and then down here, like at your underwear line. So, and then also feel around this area. Did it change, right? Around this gap here, did the muscle feel a little bit different now? Then when you're lying down, then when you're non-engaging, and when you're engaging. So what it means is, if your before engagement, if your measurement for engaging and non-engaging, so not if you are just lifting without exhaling compared to lifting and exhaling and lifting, right? And the gap and the depth don't change much. And if your gap is pretty wide and the depth is pretty deep and it doesn't change much, it means that your core doesn't function very well. Because even when you're engaging your core responds to the same, right? It doesn't change. It doesn't narrow the gap. It does the depth still around the same. It does mean that your core is not functioning. Some people will call it non-functioning core, and that's what it means. So to a certain degree, if it changes a little bit, depends on how much the depth goes higher, like how much the gap is. So we will look at that. So my assignment for you today is to measure yourself in the morning, preferably, and then note your upper diastasis recti belly button and below belly button diastasis recti both relax, right? And engage. Engage is when you're exhaling and then lift. So note it, write it down, and I want to see your before picture, and I want you to post it in the group. So that's your assignment today. Talk to you soon.